It is Wednesday, Diddy trial, day 8, and you know I've got the details for you. If you missed my previous video, new evidence photos were dropped. Make sure you check them out. So back on the stand was Agent Gannon. He's one of the agents that raided Diddy's Miami home. He said he found heels, cell phones stuffed inside Balenciaga boots. Inside the closet was a Gucci bag that contained residue that tested positive for coke and ketamine. The bag also contained smaller bags of pills, including some stamped with a Tesla symbol, and tested positive for MDMA and Xanax. A crystal rock like substance was discovered inside a wooden box marked Puffy. Investigators in the master bathroom also came upon a plastic bag of pills that tested positive for hallucinogenic mushrooms. A ton of Astroglide and baby oil. Mind you, a lot of this stuff they're going over today is in those photos that I already posted for you. Firearms and ammunition. Some of these they claim had serial numbers removed as well. The next person to take the stand is Dawn Hughes, a clinical and forensic psychologist. Ms. Hughes testified that victims of domestic violence often stay with their abusers as they feel there are no better options. Victims who stay in these toxic relationships tend to fall into three categories because they feel trapped, they still feel a bond to their abuser, and believe that the act of leaving the relationship is far too complex to achieve. She says domestic violence victims fall prey to psychological, sexual, and emotional abuse as well as financial dependence, making it all harder for them to fight back and cut themselves loose. The victims suffering from psychological abuse walk on eggshells and focus on how to stay safe in the moment rather than the big picture solutions such as exiting a toxic relationship. Sexual abuse can bring shame, humiliation, which leads to victims to worry about keeping this harm private, which again keeps them from seeking an ultimate end. Emotional abuse leads victims to simply believe they are not worthy of anything else, thus draining them of energy or motivation to get help. She described financial dependence as very important as it deprives victims of the material resources needed to leave. If you don't have money, you are left with a feeling of, where am I going to go? She says abuse victims will sometimes delay disclosing what they've been through, fearing fallout such as shame or not being believed. That's why abuse will likely first be disclosed to a very close friend or a loved one. And she says that trauma itself can impact a victim's memory. At this point, they take a break for lunch. You know, I'll be back later this afternoon with this afternoon's recap. Also, they said that Kid Cudi might not testify today. It may be tomorrow.